A little bit about your influences. Are there any TV shows or movies that have inspired you?
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's
And if
newsman,
you were just
Logan
joining
Crawford.
investigators, they now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
What happens when the fairy tales we grew up with grow up with us, and a happily ever after gives way to desire, danger, mystery, and the darker impulses of human nature? I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we are talking to a terrific author. Her name is Crystal Bachleda, and she is talking about her wonderful book. It is called The Romance of the Rose Till One, Dark Erotic Fairytale Chronicles. In the book, Crystal takes the familiar idea of the fairy tale into darker, more mature territory, blending romance, fantasy, mystery, provocative themes, and complicated characters. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put her on TV today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Crystal, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on the show. What gave you the idea to take fairy tales that have been around for ages and give them a darker twist?
Well, it started with me practicing with writing fan fiction. And then I decided to try something original. It just it was more like an experiment that I started doing. That I
Wonderful.
started trying. I started handwriting it in as a 5-book novel, and then when I started typing it up, I decided to split it up into a novella series. And then as I'm working on the novella series, I'm also combining it into the 5-book novel, as well as another 5-part fight, and then combining the novellas into individual books into another series.
Amazing, amazing. Well, we're looking for that. How many books do you envision in the series?
Well, considering it's 5, the novels like a 5-book in one novel, maybe there'll be a duology 5-part, 5-part duology, 2 books each.
Wonderful, wonderful. And each book will center on one fairy tale or multiple fairy tales?
Oh, this is more of a modern fairy tale. This
Yeah,
one
it's a
isn't
modern.
exactly focused on any specific fairy tale.
Yeah.
I'm just like creating the enchanted realms of fairy as I go. And so far I've handwritten over 400 pages by hand.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. Well, you're doing great work. And talk to us a little bit about the story. Tell us a little bit about the story that you tell in this book.
Um, oh, I started posting it online, and I wasn't very good with summaries, so I found the poem, the Little Red Riding Hood poem, on Superpower Wiki fandom, and I decided to use that for a summary. And then the first thing I did was come up with a character cast, and and then I went from there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Have you envisioned your stories as a TV series or a series of movies, perhaps?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still working. I'm still writing the
Yeah,
story as I go.
right. You mentioned, though, you have a book trailer for this book, right?
Yes, I did it on book reels. I got actually I the first one was done by my publisher, and then this is the second one, and I also got a third one that I did on another website called Animaker. That one's a little bit longer. And while
Wonderful.
the second one is a bit um 22 seconds.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that's something that our viewers can look out for. I think that'd be wonderful to share with them. Let me ask you this. When did you know you wanted to be a writer? When did you start writing?
When I was in elementary school, I just started doing a lot of writing. I didn't have very growing up in the 90s wasn't easy, just to point out. So I just started writing since not many kids in my class were interested in hanging out, and pretty much most of them said I wouldn't make it, wouldn't be able to finish a book.
Well, you proved them wrong because you finished not only this book, but multiple books, and you're continuing to write. And what's the next story you're working on? What's the
I'm
next
working on
focus?
part two. I'm working on the until part two, which picks up where part one had left off.
Okay, great. And part one, tell a little bit of the story of part one. If I were to ask you once upon a time, tell us what the book is about a little bit.
Oh, I wrote this the summary. The introduction goes, once upon a time there was a young woman who went on a journey with her friends, and they stumbled into a fairy tale of sorts. Her friends were tricked into a trap, cursed, and became scattered throughout the fairy realms. The young woman had to make sacrifices as she went on her quest to find and save them. Along the way, the heroine caught the eyes of a sadistic werewolf lord, and his partner, and they managed to find her throughout her journey. No matter how she tries to fight, the heroine ends up being seduced into their dark embraces and also falls into the dark pleasures of the rulers of fairy. The heroine endures dark passions as she faces her final challenge to save her friends, and the price would be dire if she fails.
Okay, well, that's a good description. And your second book picks up where that book ends.
Yes.
And talk to us a little bit about your influences. Are there any TV shows or movies that have inspired you?
Oh, I did mention they come up to an obsidian wall in the forest
Mhm.
that would be like straight out of Game of Thrones, that like reminds them of Game of Thrones, but instead of ice, it's obsidian stones.
Mm,
And they follow a white stag in through the wall,
sure.
and the which leads them into onto the other side into fairy, where they find two suns in the sky, and then the main character would end up noticing the three moons that would be present at night.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What do you hope readers take away from your book? What do you hope they learn from it? What do you hope they experience? Is there any lesson involved or any moral involved? Or talk to us a little bit about what you hope readers take away from it.
I just hope they find the series interesting, and when I get the anthology novel finished after I write the novella series,
Mm.
I hope they also enjoy the full book as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, who
And
do
I
you give your books to? Do you give them to friends to read? Tell me a little bit after you've done writing. Do you share it with a family member? Do you say, "Hey, read this, take a look"?
I know my dad took a look and he thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I gave a copy to one of my aunts
Mhm.
and from Connecticut, and I also donated a copy to the Westfield Athenaeum.
Okay,
And
great.
yesterday I visited a store called the Alchemist Society, and
Mhm.
I gave them three of my books to add into to their store.
Awesome. Awesome. That's
They're
great.
doing
Well,
a dark fantasy week.
okay,
In,
wonderful.
so.
Wonderful. And I guess eventually you'll start going to some book fairs and showing off your books there and that kind of thing. I know they have a big one in London and Frankfurt and LA, right?
Oh, it'd be a bit hard since I don't really drive, so trying to
Okay.
get transport is going to be challenging.
Right.
And also, I did get an offer from London, but I'm on a budget. I'm on a
Yeah,
budget, so I'm like trying to be
exactly.
very. I'm trying to be frugal.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
their
Well, you've
price
done
was 100 pounds.
right. How much you enjoy writing? Is it really a great love of yours?
Yeah, and I also sometimes take a break, and I also work on fanfic on one of my fanfic stories,
Hmm.
and I do post on other websites, and I also got the book trailers on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Wonderful.
So
So you've got a great social media presence as well. Awesome. Awesome. Is there a handle or a name that people should look for if they're looking for your book and your book trailers?
um the usually it's the title and then followed by my name. I tried to go use a pseudonym name, but my publisher ended up changing it to my full name to the
Your
full
actual
name.
name. Okay, wonderful. Well, you've done great work on this, Crystal. The name of the book is The Romance of the Rose Till One Dark Erotic Fairytale Chronicles. In the book, Crystal takes fairy tales into a darker, more unexpected territory and reminds us through the romance of the rose that every rose has its thorns. Crystal, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, your insight, your talent, and the great work you've done on this book. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time.